Hello, Pastor. My name is Larry Williams. I'm the CEO of Next Level Church Marketing, and today I want to talk to you about 4 reasons why I believe every church should have an annual secret guest visit at their church. What I mean by that is you have somebody from the community that's not a part of your church, not even necessarily trying to get them to join the church, but somebody that meets the criteria of what I call your ideal disciple, or someone that you believe your church is uniquely designed to reach, and have them come visit your church and then do a post-interview with them to let them know what their experience was. I believe that this is an amazing thing for churches to do that will allow them to get insight. And today I want to give you 4 reasons why I believe that this is important and that every church ought to do it. So here we go. Number 1 is it's going to give you a fresh perspective. A fresh perspective. If anyone knows about ministry, it can become mundane pretty quickly. It's a week by week grind. And usually the people that the pastor is hearing from are people who are members of their church or on their staff. It's usually hard to get objective feedback from people who are close to the pastor, that have close relationships with the pastor. So having someone come in from the outside at least once a year, I would say even up to 4 times a year, can be a game changer to allow the pastor and the church leaders to get a fresh perspective from what an experience is like from someone who's on the outside. It's an amazing thing. It gives you fresh perspective, fresh insights, maybe things you did not know about the way that your church service goes, or even just little things. What's it like to get into the church? What's your website like? What's your social media like? Etc., etc. It can give you great insight because it's objective. So finding somebody on the outside to do that will give you fresh perspective. Number 2 is it's going to cause you to enhance your hospitality. Every time you have somebody come in from the outside and you really get some detailed information about what their experience is, it's going to cause you to enhance your hospitality. You only get one time at a first impression, so making sure that you have the right people in the parking lot, right people greeting people, and just your overall hospitality in general is going to improve the more you get that outsider perspective. It's key that you want somebody that's not just going to tell you what you want to hear, but you get the real insights. But the more you do that, it's going to allow you to make adjustments based on the outsider's perspective. So enhance hospitality. Number 3, it's going to help you to grow in your engagement. Grow in your engagement. It is easy for churches to become insider focused. It's very easy. That's usually what ends up happening as a church grows or as a church becomes bigger and bigger. Instead of focusing on the mission and reaching your community, it's easy to get inner focus where you're just focusing on yourself. So having somebody come in from the outside allows you to keep that outsider perspective and giving them a seat at your table. You want to basically have that outsider's perspective, that data that they give you at a seat of your table when you're making decisions on programs you're going to run, when you make decisions on the various different things that you plan to do, services you plan to offer. When you keep the outsider perspective, it allows you to keep focused on the mission, which is to reach people and to make disciples. So having that person come in and give you that data is going to allow you to continue to improve on the things that you're doing, so that way you can continue to push forward the mission that God has given to you. And then finally, it's going to allow you to continually improve. The thing that one of the biggest rooms that we all have is the room for improvement, right? Everything that we do, we constantly want to improve, but how do we go about getting the feedback that we need to allow those improvements to be done? A lot of times we go to conferences, a lot of times we go and do courses and all of these various things in order to improve our skills and continue to grow. But what about getting insight from the people who are in your community? Because that's ultimately who you're trying to reach and who you're trying to build rapport with. So getting somebody that meets the criteria of the type of person that you're trying to reach and having them come and basically do a drive-through of your service is going to allow you to get so many insights that are going to be valuable to you as you continually press and want to get into your community and grow your community. It's not a session for them to just be hypercritical, but rather it's an opportunity for you to get insight on what their mindset is. You can ask them about interests that they have. I actually, in another session, I talked about doing a community survey where you ask questions to people who meet the criteria of your ideal disciple, and you can ask that same person those questions as well. But I believe that this is very insightful for your church if you really want to continue to improve in the things that you're doing. So I highly suggest it. Finding somebody within your community. You can get referrals from people who are in your church, or you can rather, do a private message to people that you think might be interested in doing that. A lot of different ways to find the person that you're trying to have come do that. But I believe that doing that at least annually is going to be a game changer for your church. If you're interested in learning how we might be able to help you find that person, DM me, send me a message, and I would be more than happy to help you with that. But that's all for now. I look forward to working with you or seeing your progress in the future, and pray that God's blessings continue on your ministry. God bless.